One of the largest light and space sculptures ever created is in the heart of Washington, D.C. Robert Irwin's 48 shadow planes, made in 1983, is suspended in the atrium of the old post office building on Pennsylvania Avenue. The sculpture spans nearly 12,000 square feet, and yet, paradoxically, it can seem to disappear in front of your eyes into the building's architecture. This is intentional. Irwin is a master of perception and widely seen as one of America's greatest artists. In California in the 1960s, he and other artists like James Turrell, Larry Bell, and Fred Eversley experimented with artworks that challenged the viewer's senses and could appear to change as you looked at them. We now call this the light and space movement, and it produced sublime, subtle, and stunning sculptures that unfold over time. 48 Shadow Planes, as the title suggests, is made up of 48 9-by-8-foot scrims arranged in a checkered pattern and dramatically suspended in the massive atrium space of the old post office, a building that was completed in 1899 and is still the third largest structure in the city. The planes are literally a place for shadows to fall, and they're sized to mimic the building's Romanesque Revival architecture. This means they alternate between near invisibility and giant spaces where the atmosphere, the light and shadows, the clouds and sunshine are visible and focused. What's normally a part of the background, the periphery of an experience, becomes the focal point. Remarkably, when Irwin was offered this commission, his largest to date, he refused. He didn't think he'd be able to create something in such a challenging space. Instead, he asked for time and made a small model, now held by the Smithsonian, that acted as an elaborate proof of concept. The model was effective, and Irwin and his team raced to complete the installation, working 17-hour days for 2 weeks. They finished just in time for a raucous unveiling, which included the current Vice President, George H.W. Bush, as well as Joan Mondale, Rosalind Carter, and a procession of Pony Express riders, marching bands, clowns, a Chinese dragon, and beauty queens and antique cars. A fitting celebration for one of the largest sculptures made during a formative period of American art history.